This is one of Picasso's most famous paintings, and for years it held a great secret that no one noticed. At first glance, it's almost impossible to perceive that there are two people in this painting. But if we look closely enough, a female silhouette can be seen hidden beneath his iconic work, The Old Guitarist. In 1998, a group of researchers from University College London decided to take a closer look at this painting using X-rays, and they were able to discover that underneath it there was another painting of a mysterious woman. Thanks to artificial intelligence and neural network systems, today we can see what this painting, which was never meant to be seen, would have looked like. But who is this woman? And more importantly, why did Picasso decide to hide this portrait by painting over it? Stay until the end to find out, and I promise that in less than 10 minutes, you'll uncover the fascinating secrets hidden in this painting. Picasso was an incredibly prolific artist who, throughout his career, explored various styles. Some periods of his work were marked by the predominance of a single color, such as the Blue Period and the Rose Period. This artwork is part of his Blue Period, but what were the reasons that led Picasso to paint in blue from 1901 to 1904? The main reason was the sadness caused by the suicide of his best friend, Carlos Casagemas, who was also a painter and poet. Casagemas took his own life because of love, or rather, heartbreak. After a dispute with his beloved Germaine, Casagemas ended his life, committing suicide at the Hippodrome Café in Paris. For Picasso, being a womanizer and a lustful man, it was difficult to understand why his best friend suffered so deeply because of a woman. Years later, Picasso would confirm to his friend and biographer Pierre Daix that it was while thinking of Casagemas that he began to paint in blue. After his friend's death, Picasso embarked on a sort of pilgrimage, immersing himself in a state of deep empathy with the poverty, loneliness, marginalization, and human misery that were evident in the impoverished areas of his two adoptive cities, Paris and Barcelona. This was like a form of self-imposed penance to atone for his grief and perhaps his feeling of guilt. In 1902, the artist would experience poverty firsthand. Picasso shaped his works through the emotions and circumstances he faced as an artist. Many of these emotions were best represented through the psychology of color, and although he never openly acknowledged that he used blue for all it symbolized psychologically, this was very likely the reason he did so. Why not use, for example, gray, brown, or black, simply because they would not represent the same? The color blue, in its negative connotations, represents coldness, sadness, pride, melancholy, nostalgia, weakness, apathy, distance, introversion, and poverty. The Old Guitarist is a work that conveys a raw sensitivity. We see how this person, portrayed by Pablo Picasso, presents a vision filled with vital decay. We must understand that it is a deep reflection of what it means to experience begging, loneliness, sadness, and blindness. All of this comes together in a sense of belonging and a sense of hope through the guitar. The guitar, or any musical instrument, isolates you from difficult situations, and you cling to it as a purpose in life. Picasso, in this musician, aims to show the contrast between the emotional hardship caused by difficult life circumstances and the sense of comfort provided by the instrument. Beyond reflecting these situations, it is also an emotional self-portrait of the painter himself. At the time of creating this work, Pablo Picasso felt poverty in his own skin. He also experienced a deep fear of inheriting blindness, which triggered a crisis further intensified by the death of his friend, Carlos Casagemas. The Blue Period, in which this piece is immersed, conveys an emotional catharsis with which we can connect. We all face existential crises, and many of us endure hardships from which we emerge with hope. Artistically, this work offers details that reflect what has been discussed. Picasso depicts a thin physique, with particularly striking slender legs. The hands too are shown large and thin. Both hands and legs embrace the guitar like a lifeline of hope. His face is depicted in a decadent manner, with his head hanging weakly from his neck. The Old Guitarist focuses on the sound that gives his life meaning, listening to a guitar song that makes him feel alive. His face shows severe thinness, and his feet are also depicted large and thin. The blue color bathes the work. His skin has a blue tone that leans toward green, a skin color that reinforces the sense of decline. His clothing carries shades of blue and black. Additionally, we can observe how Picasso reveals the skin of his shoulder through one of the rags of his shirt. The guitar retains its original color, serving as an element of contrast, and as the only entity that does not fall under the beautiful and decadent dominance of blue and blue-tinged black. Without a doubt, this painting is a masterpiece, but so far we haven't discussed what truly stands out most about it. For a long time, art historians noted the presence of a woman's face, barely visible beneath the layers of paint. In 1998, conservators at the Art Institute of Chicago, where the painting is displayed, photographed it using X-rays and infrared light to see what lay beneath the surface, revealing a completely different painting where a seated woman can be seen holding her left arm. These findings fascinated the art world, but from an aesthetic standpoint, what the researchers managed to uncover was somewhat disappointing. The infrared and X-ray images show only faint outlines, and while they can be used to infer the amount of paint the artist used, they do not reveal its color or style. This is why researchers Anthony Burrisht and George Can from University College London used a computer vision technique called neural style transfer to recover the artist's painting in color for the first time. Their approach has allowed the work to be included as part of the artist's blue period. The result is a full color version of the painting, rendered exactly in the style that the artist was exploring when he painted it. Of course, there is no way to know if Picasso painted the image in this exact way, but the researchers say their goal is to broaden our understanding of an artist's intentions, mistakes, and reflections by reconstructing artworks that have been hidden beneath layers of paint. Even if we consider this as the final painting, we are left with the question, who is this woman, and why did Picasso decide to paint over her portrait? As for the identity of this woman, she has long been associated with a sketch found in a letter from Picasso dating back to 1903, in which he describes a scene similar to what is hidden beneath this painting. In this letter, Picasso describes to a friend a mother with her child and a bull, and although the reconstructed version of the painting does not show any bull, traces of the silhouette of an animal can be seen on the right side of the original work. The reason why Picasso chose to conceal this painting is impossible to know. As I mentioned earlier, during the period when he created this work, Picasso was going through a very difficult time of poverty, so it is very likely that he painted over this piece to save money on canvases. He may have preferred to cover a finished painting rather than buy a new canvas to work on. In the end, Picasso's intentions will always remain a mystery, but I'd love to know your thoughts on using artificial intelligence to restore such enigmatic paintings. Thanks to this technology, we can see how this artwork might have looked if Picasso hadn't chosen to cover it, although we've noticed that certain details are missing. I'd love for you to share your opinion in the comments. Don't forget that this painting is now available on our website, where you can purchase it and add it to your collection for life, with a reproduction that stays as true as possible to the original artwork. We offer free shipping worldwide. By purchasing from our store, you'll be supporting the channel so that we can continue creating videos like this one. You'll also find a collection of phone cases available, allowing you to protect your device while carrying a piece of art in your pocket. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Don't forget to subscribe to keep learning about art every week. See you in the next video. Bye.